Back with another edition of Cheers to Baseball here on the Braves Radio Network. We're presented by Old Dominic. He's Chris Domino. He's Mark Bowman of MLB.com, and I'm Kevin McAlpin, talking all things Major League Baseball as we are now basically, guys, at the halfway point of the 2024 season. We'll start locally here in Atlanta for a Braves team that is coming home. They're kicking off a long homestand, Chris, and I know yesterday did not end the road trip the way any of us had hoped. We joked, you don't want to say it's a must-win against the White Sox. It felt like a must-win. You come up flat 1-0, and it really put a damper on what was a great start to a road trip, taking 2 out of 3 from the Yankees.
Yeah, I thought I had the right idea Tuesday. Just forfeit. Just tell the pilot we're going south. Tell the White Sox we're out. Just forfeit. Would have been the same result. Yeah. Kind of. That's what happens when only your pitcher shows up. And again, this is not a panicky. This is not a one-game, oh, my God, we just proved that they can't be this or do that. But it was just a terrible look that against a team that's historically horrific, you had one of the all-time clunkers. Like getting shut out by that team, I would imagine, look, I'm not a big win probability. I'm not a big anything when it comes to, those numbers. Let me know what the final score is. You had a 100% chance to win that game and a 0% chance to lose it. But yesterday, if you would have said the Braves are not going to score a run, and because of that, they're going to lose on the day when Chris Sale has 11 strikeouts, what would you have said?
Absolutely not.
Right.
They're just, the only way they were going to lose that is they were going to kick the ball around the field, and 4 errors were going to kill them. It was going to take 4.
A guy thrown out at third, a guy thrown out at home.
Yeah.
Damn, Buzzard's luck. We lost that game 4-3.
Yeah,
it wasn't that.
No, unfortunately, Bo, it was sort of the similar story that Chris and I have talked a lot about on the Ford Leadoff Show, where you're getting guys on, you're just really struggling with runners in scoring position. That happened yesterday. I think it was the 4th inning. 2 on, nobody out, the double, the walk. That's sort of what's been plaguing the Braves in the first half in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've seen some of the, Riley swinging the bat better, Kelnick swinging the bat great. Olsen he had a little bit of a down week, but at the same time, you need length in that lineup. It's because now all of a sudden you get that production from your 4th, 5th, 6th spots. That bomb ladder order we've always talked about. Oh man, they Braves are getting all kind of production on it. That's what a successful offense does. It's not only are you generating runs in a spot that you don't. The average offense might not, but now all of a sudden you're turning your lineup over.
Well, that's my problem. This is a lineup that every time you can get 5 at-bats for the top 3 guys, I want 5 at-bats. But if you're not doing anything at the top, not doing much in the middle, doing nothing at the bottom, now it's a 4 at-bat game, and you're not giving yourself as many opportunities. And I would imagine, I think we did the numbers probably at the end of the year. I don't think there was a better 8 or 9 hitter in all of baseball when we talked about production. Yeah. Like every once in a while we add up the catchers. Oh, that's the best production in baseball, our 2 catchers. But at 8 and 9 last year, we were the best at both spots in terms of driving in runs, scoring runs, and doing all the things that make you a productive player. That's not happening again this year either.
No, and let's just say, okay, you like your first 5 spots right now. You go right through Riley, and then let's add the catchers. We saw a little bit from Murphy. You hope that keeps coming. Then you add Harris, and that's 7. When he comes back, you still need another outfielder. I mean, any way you cut it, we can sit here and argue, hey, this team needs pitching, and you're not wrong. Everyone needs pitching. Could this team use another starter? No doubt. I still think the greater need is to get the outfielder because, there's a chance somebody gets hurt and that you wish you'd have gotten an extra starter. Or maybe you just do that, maybe not go out and get Jack Flaherty, but go and get one of the lesser-known guys just for insurance. But at the same time, I think just if you only have one choice or you have to use your top you're not going to use any of your top prospects, but your best available prospects, you go for the outfielder.
Well, and we all know Adam Duvall really well, right? We've been around him a long, long time. I said it on the air this morning. I hate that this is happening to a guy like that, Chris. One of the class guys in that room, respected by all of his teammates. We were all thrilled when we found out the Braves were bringing him back and going to have that platoon situation in left field, but let's be honest, the numbers, even against lefties, that's where he's really made a lot of hay over the years. They're not even anywhere close to what we're used to seeing.
Well, if there is such a thing as hitting a wall, and it doesn't mean he can't have an at-bat or a game, I get that. But the wall is when you go, how much confidence do I have that if I give him 4 ABs, I'm getting something out of this? Not half the time, not 25% of the time, but what am I dealing with now? And that's where the outfielder comes in. All I'm really looking for is somebody who's better than Ramon Laureano or Adam Duvall. I'm not telling you you're not going to be fighting with other people. There's going to be a bunch of teams looking to eat the same bait. There's going to be a scavenger hunt. It's going to be a chum in the water if somebody's truly available. You're going to be competing with a bunch of other teams. But my bar isn't, I hate to say it, isn't very high. Because Ramon Laureano might be the flavor of the month. But don't look too deep because there's a reason Cleveland cut him. There's a reason he is who he is now. So I just need somebody who's better than that. I'd like somebody who's better than that. But if I can replace him with something that I think 10%, 20%, 40% of the time is going to be better than I'm trotting out, I've got to go make that deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's, like you said, Duvall's a great guy. He busts his butt. I mean, there's been a couple times he's beat out infield singles. This is not from a lack of effort or anything. He's had enough time probably to make up for not having spring training. You just have to look at it and say, you know what, I'm going to bring you off the bench, as face a left-handed pitcher here and there, maybe as a pinch hitter, but I need an everyday option out there right now. You've got to go out and look. I mean, like you said, I think what'd you say? You and I were talking a little bit ago. 9 for 99 against right-handers
with 38 strikeouts.
38 strikeouts. It's just
You can't live in that world.
No.
He's not 22 where I'm trying to get him to learn the game.
Right? I did make fun of a guy one time around this time last year who was hitting like this, and now he's been the greatest hitter I've ever seen for the last 14 months.
He showed you, Bowman. Are you ready to make the same declaration about Duvall?
Maybe that's what I'm going to have to say. Adam Duvall was hitting like Eddie Rosario when he was blind.
Oh.
If I say go there again.
Oh.
See, that's what I said with Marcel.
No, I know. Now it's in the universe, and who knows? Maybe he goes on a heater right now.
Wow. Boom. As soon as that first line drive comes off the bat tonight.
Hey, look, you and I started drinking doing this show a few weeks ago, and what did they score, 7 or 8 runs that day?
That's true.
So, look, sometimes we speak these things into existence here on the show. Hey, looking at the division, guys, real quick, we know Philadelphia, they're not immune to injuries. Harper and Schwarber both placed on the IL today. Braves won't see them when the Phillies come here next weekend. So, again, a division that Philly has a comfortable lead in right now, Chris. Folks in Philly probably aren't feeling as good as they were this time last week.
Well, I'll give you one more. Can that pitching really be that good for an entire year? Right. Can you get 3 guys who are that good? It just doesn't happen very often in baseball, so it is math. I watched that guy grab his hamstring. The last 2 guys who we lost to a hamstring didn't grab anything. They were just on the IL, one for an extended period of time, and one we'll probably find out this weekend about Michael Harris. That's a big deal. The thing that I didn't like was, but who's Philadelphia playing? If yesterday doesn't end the conversation about who you're playing and who you're not playing, when it comes to your record, standings, I'm in, I'm out, it's time to, shovel the 6 feet full of dirt onto that narrative because that doesn't exist anymore.
No. It absolutely does. I mean, that last year's Braves team is probably the best one I've ever seen. You might agree, 2003, 98, whatever. Last year's Braves team lost 2 out of 3 in Oakland.
Right.
I mean, let's just be done with it. You're right.
Yeah,
let's just be done with it.
And we say flush it. It's sort of like the NFL, but there's only 17 games where you just go, it's harder to flush because I have to learn something from it. Baseball, based how we play it, it's easy to flush. It's easy to flush. That one's over. That one is so over in my mind. It better be over in their minds. You got a homestand now. Yeah. The fact that Paul Skeens is coming in, and I don't know how you feel. I certainly know Ohtani, and I certainly know Judge, but here's the difference with Paul Skeens. Anybody who's probably wanted to see Ohtani has seen him. Anybody who's wanted to see Judge has probably seen him. We're going to have a group of people that have only heard about this guy. Yeah. You're not seeking out. Maybe you've seen a couple of highlights, but you haven't watched him pitch. You've seen a couple of highlights. This is so new and fresh that he's the hottest commodity in all of baseball. And I'll tell you what I told Kevin. He should start the All-Star game. Unless you can give me because him facing Judge and the top of that American League lineup, it's an exhibition game. And what's the exhibition supposed to do? Bring the game to the masses. Make the game for a younger audience. Livy Dunn included. I'm sorry, I will include it. Let her throw out the first pitch. What do I care? Because you're just looking for eyeballs. You get more eyeballs on him pitching in the first inning than at any other point in that game.
No, I like that. I like it. It would have been really cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Skeens, and I'm going to look forward. I would have really liked to see Jones tonight. And I'm going to, once again, I think maybe I gave you credit on this show, but I'm going to give you credit again because you saw Jared Jones long before any of us did. I wasn't at that game in Northport that night, and I got to the ballpark the next morning, and you told me how good he was, and he's been everything you said he was going to be. So what the Pirates have with Jared Jones and Paul Skeens for 5 years, 6 years.
If it works.
Yeah, if they stay healthy.
I'm not a Pirate fan, but I'll knock on wood because I don't want those guys not to be a part of this mix.
Yeah.
We should be rooting for stars.
Yeah.
And you have young, bankable, They're in Pittsburgh. It'd be nice if they got to the postseason. I told Kevin, I think the guy who has the most responsibility to do something at the trade deadline is Cherington. In all of baseball.
Yeah.
There's nobody who has more responsibility. That city has waited a long time. You want to hype them up? You're 2 games out of the wild card. They should be the one who says, more than anybody else, I'll give you a little bit more than I want to because I want to win this year. We got a chance in a best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. Yeah. If those guys are healthy, I can literally play the why not them card if they picked up the right piece of offense.
Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely a winnable division. And
right.
I mean, all they need is just one more bat in that lineup, maybe. Or, you know, maybe
and it might be 2, but it might be 2 guys that add up to 1.5 bats instead of 2 bats.
Right. Yeah.
They have a chance to win. I think he's got more pressure on him to do something at the trade deadline than anybody.
I think the Pirates are going to be a very intriguing team to follow as we do get closer to the deadline. You've got the Giants. They're right around the corner. We'll see them next week, and then Philadelphia. So 3 teams coming in on this homestand. While the win-loss records might not blow you away until you see Philadelphia, you got 3 playoff teams coming up right around the corner, or 3 hopeful playoff teams. So this is going to be another good test for the Braves as they get ready for this homestand, guys.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to see a couple of Stargell and Clemente jerseys.
Yeah.
I want Pittsburgh fans to come out here because they live here, and all of a sudden they got a little bit of pride. And Paul Skeens is, I hate to say this, there haven't been a lot of games for as many sellouts as there's been. You want to make a little bit of money? If you had 4 for this game, and I'm sorry, I live in a world where it's free enterprise. I'm a capitalist. If you want to sell those for whatever it is you want to sell, there should be no laws, nothing against it. Paul Skeens is a moneymaker. And I know scalpers is such a dirty word to some people. Let's just say the people who are looking to sell, Paul Skeens is, in my opinion, the guy that can make you the most money in baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's the new thing. People have seen Judge, they've seen Ohtani. You know, this is the guy who people would be willing to go out and pay for. He's got incredible stuff. He lights up the radar gun, and like you said, the personality, just the aura that he brings. Yeah, it's something great for baseball right now.
It is.
It really is. It'll be, by the way, Max Fried and Paul Skeens coming up on Saturday. So if you have tickets for tomorrow night's game, you are in luck. Going to be a great pitching matchup here at Truist Park. That's going to do it for us. We got to go to work. For Chris Domino and Mark Bowman, Kevin McAlpin, thanks again to Old Dominic for bringing us Cheers to Baseball. Thanks to Amanda as well. And we'll do it again real soon.
Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. We'll do it again real soon with you right here on the Braves Radio Network.